out. Okay, here we go.
This okay. Meeting is being recorded.
Yeah, thank you so much. So let me repeat it again. So like our honorable guest, Dr. Richard Kelly from the Hornby Trust UK, Sudarshan Subedi sir from the British Council Nepal, Professor Rubina Khan, the President of Bangladeshi English Language Teachers Association, BELTA, Professor Lakshman Gewali sir, the Vice President of Nepal English Language Teachers Association, NELTA, our respected authors of the book that we are going to release today, all the presenters of the Success Story Forum, Sunita Suri, Madam from Kathmandu University, a reviewer of this book, our copy editor, Rajendra Man Singh sir, the designer of the book, Anil Shrestha. I can see our Sasidar sir from UAE, and ladies and gentlemen. First of all, on behalf of the Success Story Forum, I would like to welcome you all to this event. It's our great pleasure to see you all here today. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. I would like to use this opportunity to thank the Hornby Trust UK for their trust upon us and for providing us their financial support to run the events and to publish this book. We are equally thankful to the British Council Bangladesh and the British Council Nepal for their wonderful support. Our sincere thanks go to NELTA and BELTA for their continuous support throughout the project and for kindly accepting our request to be the publisher of this book. Similarly, we are very much grateful to our copy editor, Rajendra Man Singh sir from Kathmandu University, and the designer of the book, Anil Singh Shrestha, for their contribution to bring this book to this form. We are equally thankful to Sunita Suri Madam from Kathmandu University for taking pains in reviewing this book. Finally, but not the least, our sincere thanks go to the authors of this book. We can understand that without their contribution, we would not have been able to publish this book today. Thank you so much for presenting your amazing stories in the events that we organized last year and writing your stories, and also like for providing us this great opportunity to work with you all. Indeed, it was great working with you all. To be honest with you, when we submitted our proposal to the Hornby Trust UK, we didn't have any plan to publish a book. So our proposal that we submitted to them doesn't mention anything about our application, about our publication plan. We just wanted to create a kind of platform to the English language teachers from Nepal and Bangladesh, where they could come and share their experiences.
You are muted now.
Yeah, you are muted, Saraswati ma'am. Or I can unmute you if it is, let me see. Yeah, okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we just wanted to create a kind of create a community of practice so that teachers could come, could share each other's and could help each other and learn from each other. So we organized 5 webinars last year, in which 23 teachers from Nepal and Bangladesh presented their success stories. All the sessions were received very well. Like in each session, we requested the participants to give us their feedback, and we received very good comments from them. And indeed, all the stories presented in the events were amazing. We learned quite a lot from the stories. Then we realized that, okay, so these stories are really amazing. We are learning quite a lot from these stories. Then if we can publish these stories, we can reach out to many more teachers from Nepal and Bangladesh, and also from teachers from other countries. That's why we talked with the presenters, And we were very glad to know that most of them were willing to write their stories. So, so we made a decision to publish this book, and now we are here today to celebrate this precious moment. So the book that we are going to release today has 18 stories and one chapter that we, the editorial team members, we have produced. So once again, thank you so much for joining us here today, and all of you are heartily welcome to this event. Now may I request our respected colleague, Dr. Ramasis Giri sir, to briefly talk about our publication journey. Over to you, Ram sir.
All right, thank you, Saraswati, and namaste to our distinguished guests and fellow ELT practitioners from Bangladesh and Nepal. I've been asked to talk about the journey of developing this booklet. I think the earlier part has already been stated, so I will just say a couple of things. The journey of developing this volume began some about 7-8 months ago, I think, with the thought that the stories which are inspirational in many respects could potentially inspire other ELT practitioners, not only in Bangladesh and Nepal, probably in other parts of the world as well, the ELT practitioners who are working in similar context. So the stories you will find in this booklet are the testament of the efforts these teachers have made in order to bring out their lived experiences. Their stories are their voices to express the fact that inspiration and innovation in teaching come from within and from within the context in which they work. In the last 6 months or so, these teachers have worked hard to bring out their ideas together in a coherent and presentable form. I commend their diligence and hard work. During the tedious editing process, if you like, we have tried to keep their emotions and their essence intact. The outcome of this effort, as you will see later, is the brilliant display of their efforts. So we congratulate them and we thank them for their hard work. Well, I also commend my fellow editors, members of this SSF team. Of course, I don't have to tell you that, quite a lot of effort and time has been have been invested in this to bring this in this form. So I thank them as well. We couldn't have done this without the support of the Hornby Trust, of course, and the British Council of the two countries, BELTA and NELTA. So we thank them as well. But most of all, it's your work, teachers. I congratulate you for being able to put your stories together. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ram sir, for briefly talking about our publication journey. So as I mentioned to you all before, that we editorial team members have produced one chapter that's an enhancement approach. And the book has 18 different stories. Now may I request Sagun Shrestha, our dear colleague, to talk about the teacher enhancement approach and the success stories that we have included in the book. Over to you, Sagunji.
Thank you, Saraswati ma'am, and thanks both of you, Saraswati ma'am and Ram sir, for setting really a good scene, which I won't. Yeah, I will. Yeah, try not to toss that. So basically, the approach that we adopted in the Success Story Forum, we advocate it as enhancement approach. By the way, why we say enhancement approach is, it talks about strengths of teachers. We try to make our teachers build on their own successes. So it's the enhancement approach. So many teacher development programs are observed to be expert driven. In other words, experts come with their knowledge and disseminate their knowledge to teachers. And sometimes those knowledge may not be context sensitive. As a result, they can be discarded by the teachers at the local region. So so as the local context is very important, it may be a good idea to value their successes or strengths by making them share their stories and learn from each other. In other words, their context-sensitive sharing can be termed as an enhancement approach that focuses on building on teachers' own strengths to enhance their professional engagement. And this is what exactly we try to do in Success Story Forum, which we organized. And right now, this book is one of the evidences of the enhancement approach. So let me tell a little bit of history of enhancement approach as a teacher development model. I would say it was introduced in Nepal by Amol Padwat and Richard Smith in November 2013 at the Hornby, British Council Hornby Regional School. And I was one of the participants then. I liked this idea that time. And we again took it further by organizing some teacher training. And later we organized a conference, and then the SSF became again another, I would say another important, let's say, step to build this enhancement approach further. So what exactly we do in enhancement approach then? Or what exactly we do in this sharing success story model then? We asked the teachers to share their success stories related to classroom teaching and learning, or it could be like, classroom management and so on. And like we asked them what exactly was their success, what exactly is their success story, what steps did they carry out to achieve that success, and what are the signs of success, for example, what are the evidences of success, so that it may not be only based on the assumption, rather there are some evidences as well, and is there any plan to extend it further. So by structuring this way, like our teachers can be more reflective. Yeah, they can be reflective. So this is what we
Okay. All right.
Sometimes this is Zoom. Sometimes at times, like it can be again adapted to your context. Like if you adopt the success story, sharing success story model or enhancement approach, or Richard would like to say it, constructive enhancement approach. So okay, to summarize, this approach creates a learning platform by building on teachers' successful experiences and their perspectives on their successes, and encourages other colleagues to try out the strategies that are applicable to their local context and more likely to be successful. Definitely, it places teachers as opposed to trainers or mentors at the center of teacher development programs. It involves teachers guiding other teachers. Teachers can celebrate exchange successes. Okay, it is a bottom-up approach, so directly addresses their contextual issues and concerns, and teachers are encouraged to apply teaching strategies that their colleagues share with them in their immediate classroom. So these are the, let's say, these are the summary of the success enhancement approach or sharing success story approach. I just, got this all from our presentation, which Richard and I did in IS London conference. So next is talking about teacher success stories. Teacher success stories are so powerful, which are uniquely context sensitive practices, and that have potentials to contribute directly in their local settings. At times, they can also help to generate a very distinct approach of instruction. Thus, we have to value their stories by creating a platform where they will be able to share. Organizing sharing success stories by teachers in a structured way should be embedded in teacher development program. That's what we think. And it can be extended further by developing a progressive framework, and which we can do together later. Right now, this is only, if you read the forward by Amol from Hornby Trust, so you can see like this is still the developing kind of model in teacher development, teacher development area. So probably if you think like, since we have now let's say from Bangladesh and Nepal, we all are collaboratively trying to promote this approach. Probably now it's our responsibility to see how we can, create a kind of very progressive framework and then, take it forward. This is it. Yes, thanks a lot. Once again, I would also like to thank Richard Cayley from Hornby Trust. Even if Amol is not here, we'd also like to thank Amol for the wonderful forward, if you read there, and our copy editor Rajendraji, who did really wonderful job. Sunita ma'am, who agreed to review a book. Laxman sir and Rubina Khan from BELTA and NELTA and BELTA again. Thanks a lot. And Amin, Puspa Priya, and other colleagues all. Why I mention Amin and Puspa Priya are they are going to talk, so other colleagues as well. Thanks to the teachers who made this job possible. Otherwise, it could not have been possible without contributions from our colleagues who shared their success stories very wonderfully. And yeah, BC and BC members from Nepal, BC member from Nepal. And thanks a lot. If you have finally, this book is just the, I would say, we might claim this is a very new initiative, but it's still, this approach itself is kind of developing. So, but at any moment, if you come across any insight, for example, you might share with us, and then we might again work collaboratively to take it further. Thanks a lot. Now I would like to over to Saraswati ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sagunji. Yes, at this moment, I think we have to remember we want to acknowledge the support that we have from Richard Smith and Amol Padwat from the Hornby Trust UK. So we are very much grateful to them for their kind support. And now I would like to let you know that, I have already mentioned that NELTA and BELTA are going to be the publisher of this book. So if we were in a face-to-face program, we would request them to launch the book at the same time. But today, here we are in a virtual program. Therefore, we would like to go one by one. So may I request Professor Rubina Khan, the president of BELTA, to launch the book now. So could you please share your screen and launch the book? Rubina ma'am.
Yes. Can you see?
Yes, we can.
Yes,
So,
yeah.
I'm very pleased and honored to launch the book and declare it open. Let's see. It is uploading. It takes a while. The connection is a little bit slow at this end. So just give me a couple of minutes. It's on its way. You will soon see it. I had downloaded it, but I don't know what happened. I have got to do it again. So just bear with me for a few moments. And it's a proud moment for BELTA to be launching this book. Here we go. Can you see it now?
Yes,
Yes?
thank you. Thank you so
All
much.
right. Thank you so much for this huge honor. We are very proud and delighted to declare this book open. Congratulations to the full team. Just quickly go through the whole book. I will post the link on the chat box now. a very colorful book also with a lot of stories and pictures I can see. I just skimmed through it very quickly once it was uploaded in the afternoon today. This is excellent. Our teachers will have this resource ready. It's just a matter of a click and they'll have access to all the stories, which are so inspiring, so motivating. All right, great. I think this is a great achievement. Very commendable and worth sharing with others. And e-books have made our life so easily because they're accessible. So it's how many pages is the book? I forget, Saraswati.
175, I guess.
Okay, we are almost at the end. We are on page 107. Okay, great.
173.
173. Great.
Oh,
Thank you
73
so
now.
much
Okay, yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, Rubina ma'am. Thank you.
for sharing it now. Thank you. All right. All right, great.
Yeah, now you could, I think you could
Yeah.
stop sharing
I'll
your
stop
screen.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Stop share. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank
Great
you.
honor.
Thank
I
you
just
so
put
much,
in the
Rubina
link.
ma'am. Thank you.
We
Yeah.
are honored and delighted and so happy.
Thank you. So now I would like to request Professor Lakshman Gewali, sir, the Vice President of NELTA, to launch the book now. Sir, could you share your screen?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, good morning, everybody here. The creators of the book and everybody present here. I'm very, very happy to launch the book from NELTA side, I should say. Okay, let me share the screen. And here I go. And here is the link. And then here goes the book. And here NELTA has similar resources, uploaded here. And this is the latest addition to NELTA's website, where the resources are freely available. It's download. I mean, it's downloading. We've already seen what the book looks like once Dr. Rubina launched the book from BELTA side. So the book is freely available for anyone who is willing to use it, go through it, and learn from it, or maybe review and critique it. It's available for public use. Yes, here it is, and yes, this is very interesting. And then it's a capital which has got a strength from 1B, BELTA and NELTA, but the contributions, the hard work, everything from real teachers in the ground, and there's four, I should say, mentor and I would say facilitators who help the teachers to generate the knowledge by reflecting upon their experiences, upon their undertakings, and then bringing these beautiful stories there for not just NELTA and BELTA members, but anyone who is interested in learning and developing themselves. And I think I got the book, the final version, this morning, Nepal time, and I quickly went through the initial sections and then who is involved, and very happy to see that there are so many several, familiar names we have contributed. And then the titles are very, very interesting. The titles show local context as well as the latest, technological concept as well. And then there are actually contributors who are from who are actually beginning to be the permanent teachers, I should say, and those who are already in good position. So it's very interesting. I mean, the different perspectives from Nepal and Bangladesh, and they have reflected, they have critiqued their own situations, and they have brought their context for everyone to see, their classrooms. You can see there are many classes which have been, of which the images have been included, and there are some real materials, produced by students there. So it's very interesting to read, and also I saw that the chapter on enhancement approach the editors have written gives a theoretical, side, thematic side of the book, and before the stories are presented. And I saw in many cases the chapters are not limited to Bangladesh and Nepal. They extend to other countries because some authors were mentoring from other countries as well. And then there are lots of, collaborations there reported. Also, what I saw is like new teachers feel that, am I ready to write? Am I a teacher who can write? But when you see these introductions of the contributors here, some are, as I said, experienced, some are just beginners. So with this, I think other teachers, other scholars will be also motivated, inspired to write. And then these chapters are made into real sort of book chapters where there are tasks, and there are questions for the reader to think before and after reading, so that the understanding gets better. It's not just extensive type of reading, but it's more engaged reading there. So very much, evidence-based chapters here I like. So because Dr. Rubina has already scrolled down the whole book, I don't think I should repeat that. So with this, thank you very much, the editors team, for inviting me to launch the book from Nepal site. It's there offered for the public use now. Thank you so much. Back to you, Saraswati Madam.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lakshman sir. Thank you so much. And
Saraswati,
yes, huge congratulations to all the authors. So let's give them a round of applause.
Saraswati, I thought we would speak at the end, but since Lakshman has spoken, can I say something? I thought I was only going to scroll down the book and share with you, but
No,
we
will invite you. We will invite you for your brief speech later.
I think towards the end.
I spoke a little
Okay, that's
extra.
That's fine. No problem.
all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Yes, now, yes, we'd like to hear from our respected authors. So may I request Amin Raman sir to share his experience of writing his chapter or his story. Over to you, Amin sir.
Okay, thank you. I acknowledge the Kulin nations who have been the traditional owners of this land, now known as Melbourne, for more than 40,000 years, and where I have been living for the last 40 years only. I recognize and pay my respects to the Kulin elders, past, present, and future. This is a land of opportunities where, among other things, I got the chance to improve my English and pass on my knowledge to the people of Bangladesh and other countries. From here, from Melbourne, Via Zoom, I got to know and work with my two Bangladeshi co-authors of our successful story, Fatima Farid of Sylhet and Sharif Islam of Lalmonirhat in Bangladesh, whom I have never met in person. I also came to know fellow writers of the Successful Story Forum and their work who came from Nepal and Bangladesh. For organizing all this, I thank the SSF team members Ram, Saraswati, Srestha, and Saifa. I also thank BELTA and NELTA for publishing this book and their two respective presidents, Dr. Rubina Khan and Dr. Motikala Subba Dewan. I would also like to join with the SSS team to thank Hornby Trust and Amol Padwan and Richard Smith, without whose help and encouragement this book would not have come to fruition. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all the 24 teachers from Bangladesh and Nepal who shared their successful stories with everybody during the 5 presentation sessions. 18 of them wrote down their stories for this book to reach a larger audience. Congratulations and good luck to them all. Let us keep our dialogues open and continue international collaboration for the teaching of English language. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Amin sir. It was great to have you in the SSF team. So thank you so much for sharing your experience. Now we would like to hear another representative voice from the author's side. So I would like to request Puspa Priya madam to briefly share her experience of producing her story, presenting and producing her story.
Hello,
Over to you,
everybody.
Puspa ma'am.
Please accept my greetings. I would like to really being very grateful to the Success Story Forum team who have given me this an opportunity to express my classroom issues and how I work on it and bring it to the success story. Similarly, I would like to be very grateful to this Kathmandu University that really provided us a space to work for our classroom issues, teaching and learning, whatever the issues we have encountering, and then we work thoroughly and then bring it to our this. So I'm really very glad to be the part of this project. It really means a lot to me through presenting my story and also through knowing the stories of other authors, like 24 authors who contributed equally from Nepal and Bangladesh. It's really very delighted to see them. So this is really a very inspirational and very motivating and very learning. So this is quite a learning platform, I must say, that whatever I contributed and whatever other author contributed, that really made a lot of things to learn and to work on our teaching and learning process. So it really motivated me. And my topic was about the celebrating the mass fishing skills of my undergraduate students. And really this issue I found when I was made to give practical marks for Bachelor in Social Work students for that comprises 430 marks. So that was the part, and then I found the issue and I worked it. And for that, initially I worked on myself, like, as I believe the teacher success do not lie in the way we speak much and we speak fluently, or we do deliver accurately. It means a lot when our students perform well. So being and contextualizing in this thing, I worked hard for this, and in this way we gone. So I'm very thankful to Successful Story Forum team on our trust, and then after this Kathmandu University, especially to our head of department, who are always emailing us through that kind of a space where we can contribute our knowledge, our deliverance, and our expertise. That worked well. So thank you so much once again. Please accept my gratefulness and my greetings. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pushpapriya, madam. Yes, it was great to have you in our team, and it was great working with you all. And at the same time, I would like to thank a lot to all the authors once again. And now it's your time to listen to a reviewer's comment on the book. So we have requested Sunita Suri, madam from Kathmandu University, to review the book. So therefore, I would like to request her to present her review comments or to share her comments with us. Over to you, Sunita Swari, ma'am. Sunita Suri, yeah.
Thank you
Are you
so
here?
much, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much, SSF team, for inviting my voice here. It's indeed a great honor to be among such accomplished individuals and to be able to share my book review notes here today. And though time is very limited, I cannot move ahead without acknowledging the valuable presence of my ideal seniors and admiring colleagues here. It's really an overwhelming moment for me, and I think for everybody here, to witness the program graced by such an inspiring names of ELT Arena. I can't explain how much it means to us. And I would like to acknowledge here presence of Dr. Richard Kelly from Hornby Educational Trust, Madam President of BELTA, Dr. Rovina Khan, Senior Vice President of NELTA, Professor Dr. Lakshman Gewali, representative of British Council Sudarshan ji, and of course, great editors here, contributors, and all the valued participants from home and abroad. My sincere apology in advance if I wasn't able to acknowledge any name individually, though I wished. And so with your kind permission, here I am sharing my brief review notes. I would say this ebook is a tangible product of Binational Success Story Forum 2021, supported by Hornby Trust, where teachers and teacher educators from Bangladesh and Nepal were brought together to share their success stories on classroom teaching and learning and inspire teachers from similar contexts. And I had been able to witness 2 or 3 from the series. And finally, when this ebook came to my access, I couldn't wait to venture the testimonies, and now I have something to share with you. Okay, so adopting the ritual of book review, here the first I'll take you through some bibliographic information of the book, Enhancement Approach, Success Stories and EFL, Teachers for Bangladesh and Nepal. Here we see the vibrant team of editors, Dr. Rama Sisgiri, Dr. Saraswati Dawari, Mr. Sagun Srest, Ms. Saifa Haq, and 21 enthusiastic contributors with the 18 chapters have put immense efforts to bring out this book in this wonderful safe you all see today. The book is collaboratively published by NELTA, Nepal English Language Teachers Association, BELTA, Bangladesh English Teacher Association, with support of Hornby Educational Trust. The book has altogether 173 pages, including index, reference, cover page, section divider, and wonderful prose by Hornby trustee Amodji, and president of NELTA, Moti Kala ma'am, BELTA, Dr. Rovina Khan. So when I read them, and I felt like they're giving very good synopsis of book in one glance. Then it has editor and contributors bios and project summary, that kind of a reflection of the whole process. Editors have comprehensively presented what is stories behind to bring these stories, our lived experience of SSF, and until it to bring as a book. Here, the beginning part of the book itself gave the very nice.
Slides are not moving. Slides are not moving.
Oh,
please. You have to select
which
on the
slide
left hand side.
Yeah, we are on the first. Yeah, we can see your very first slide, Wendy.
Oh my God.
We can see.
I must take it. It happens.
Yes, now
okay,
it's moving.
I'll just keep in this mode, okay?
Okay.
Is it fine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I thought I was showing you this one. Okay, sorry. It's fine now?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay, the beginning part of the book itself, I was just talking about before, was giving me the experience of visualizing everything like a movie, everything very nicely, elaboratedly given the process and everything. Then after also, it is structured very comprehensively. The section 1 tells you how the fundamental concept, the whole idea of this book is based on enhancement approach. It draws our attention towards the shifts required in teacher development models that practiced in low income and middle income countries, and now it is like how strength based approach worked in this scenario, and how it book also has claimed that how enhancement approach is more effective in teacher development than expert driven models, and why and how approach is embedded in project Success Story Forum 2021. While in section 2, the success stories are brilliantly featured. They showcase how teachers can address their classroom problems with their initiation despite of their limitations, issues. Stories are in 5 different themes: communication skills, technology in teaching and learning, writing skills, technology and all classroom activities, and drive for success. And one of the most beautiful features that I have noticed is for this focus questions available in most section of this story, and that gives readers a reason to hover around the text for a while. And of course, it also give a kind of readers that keep the readers on their toes, like what next, what next. At the same time, it gives a clear picture of the relevancy, that relevant issues that each story addresses. And of course, the photos, very lively and colorful photos of real moments are making them even livelier. So here I take you through some significant things that I noticed there. Appealing factors. The book is tremendously appealing as it makes a unique contribution to the discussion of the impact of COVID-19 on teachers, teaching and schooling more generally, and specifically both. And each chapter in this book portrays different perspectives, culturally, contextually, and slightly theoretically too, somewhere I found. And moreover, the story portrays teachers' attempts to face obstacles in novel ways, no matter the obstacles by the system or the circumstances like COVID-19, or by both in some cases. And moreover, the interventions discussed are accessible and build on local norms, traditions, practices, which is one of the main reasons for their effectiveness and relevance. The range of themes and concerns addressed in the stories is fairly broad and varied. Many of these concerns may not be addressed in the standard research or the academic papers we find, or maybe considered less significant. But here, for the teachers who really go to the class and do work, for them, these themes are greatly valued. So there is the kind of top of mind problems that have a great impact on their job, their well-being. And I couldn't go, I had made an individual impression of a chapter, but I couldn't share here because of time limitation. So I've just concluded here, like the only concern I have about the book is the organization of themes slightly. Maybe still I have to read it again. Though themes are greatly categorized to facilitate readers, the particular story sometimes made me feel if it would have been rather fit in this one or another theme. But in the meantime, I also do feel the underlying aspects are always overlapped in teaching learning process. So far, my concern doesn't matter too much here for the readers. So here I take you through some, yes. When we talk about the readership and implications of the book definitely is potential for wider readership, and we see here, I have categorized here the major 3, but it can be recommended not only to novice teachers, researchers, and teacher educators who are its intended readership that look like, but also to teacher development course designers, agencies like British councils and other, and school leaders, policymakers who are working or researching the field of teacher CPD, teacher agency, well-being, resilience, education, and schooling in the context of our countries like Bangladesh and Nepal, low or moderately resourced teaching learning context. So with this, I'm coming to the final slide. My final words, let me read out. I'm not going to explain much. This timely volume is indeed a novel approach to encourage ELT practitioner to celebrate their accomplishments rather than dwell on their failures. The stories of adversity, strength, perseverance are inspiring and demonstrate teachers' autonomy in dealing with difficulties. Therefore, this ebook, I believe, will be a wonderful resource for teacher educators, researchers, novice teachers, since it presents a plethora of fresh and interesting strategies for moving teaching, learning forward, and promotes the spirits of sharing and caring in the community of practice. And I won't miss the opportunity to heartily congratulate the editors and contributors. Thank you again for having me here. Thank you so much, everyone, for the patience. Enjoy the program. Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, madam. Yes, thank you so much for taking pains to go through this bulky book within this very short period of time.
And I have rated it 5 star. And rate is 5 star from my side, and I recommend strongly to read it.
Yeah, and thanks a lot. Yes, thanks a lot to you for your beautiful remarks. And I really like the way you presented your slides and also the remarks. Yes, thanks a lot. At this moment, on behalf of the Success Story Forum team, I would like to acknowledge the support that we have received from Motikala Madam from the Vice President of NELTA and Bogendra Sir from the British Council, Nepal. Thank you so much. Now I would like to request our distinguished guest, Richard Cayley from the Hornby Trust UK to give a brief speech. Over to you, Richard.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks very much for inviting me here. I'm delighted to be present today, talk about the book, congratulate the team on behalf of the Hornby Trust. Even though my period as a trustee has come to an end after 10 years. Now, during that 10 years, I was involved with initiatives to strengthen the work of teacher associations and was very proud of what we did in that area. I was also involved and still am involved in the decentering initiative led by Richard Smith and Amol. The decentering initiative is about changing perceptions, changing practices, changing our understanding of the work of teachers. And this initiative is a great example. This book is a great example. But first of all, I want to congratulate the team on a very professional publication. The Hornby Trust investment has been focused on the production, and it really is a great return on that investment. It's a wonderful book, lots of guidance in terms of the foreword and various introductory and contextualizing sections. It's got lovely pictures, diagrams, materials. It really is very accessible, and I congratulate the team on the production. The next point is the idea of success stories. I'm a great believer in success stories and the way they can transform a long-standing discourse about language education and ELT methodology in particular. We have always been led, or we have for 50 years been led by theories from applied linguistics, which have the discourse, the narrative, that the theory is the source of solutions, of improvements, of enhancement, whatever. And this discourse always constructs the teachers as deficient. Teachers and their practice are characterized by their deficits, by their problems. And when we look at classrooms and when we look at the work of teachers, we have to analyze the problems and then take something from the theory to bring about solutions. Now, in 50 years, that has not worked. It has left teachers and teacher educators disillusioned. The idea of success stories, particularly in the work of NELTA and Sagun, whom I've heard speak of this before, is really important in changing this narrative. And this book is a very valuable step in that direction. Because what we get in this book, what we get in the concept of success stories, is analysis of what is done, not analysis of the deficit. And we get an analysis of actually what can be enhanced. When you're talking about the deficit, it is a fairy tale of what is not there. Very little opportunity for improvement. In the words of Rubina Khan and others, it is a resource for teacher educators. I really want to emphasize that point. When teacher educators interact with trainees, from the discourse of theory, it is this is a technique with a theoretical rationale, and this technique works. What we get in this book is an analysis, not of the technique working, but an analysis of the teacher making it work. And this is a really important message in teacher education. And when teacher educators, with novice trainee teachers in particular, they say, this teacher made this technique work in this classroom. Can you make it work? Is this a technique you can make work in your classroom? And maybe it is, maybe it isn't. All teachers are different. The next point, I think there is a lot of familiarity in this book. The themes are established themes, dealing with problems of writing, problems of developing communication skills, teaching pronunciation, the usual thing. So the ground is not totally different. There is a lot of familiar ground for teachers and teacher educators here. But what is different is the issue of how teachers make the practice work. Another point that I think is really important here, and this is important for the notion of decentering, it is not about teachers and teacher associations with a bottom-up only development of the thinking. What we see in this NELTA and BELTA production is a collaboration across the ELT constituencies, teachers in schools, academics in universities, people without experience in writing, working with people who have experience in writing. And this is a really important part of making success stories work as an approach. Finally, one last point. When I loved reading these stories, the voices of the teachers come across eloquently and sincerely. But throughout, you find something you don't find in kind of theoretically informed applied linguistics accounts. There is a lot of caring in the work of teachers. There is a lot of attention to emotional well-being, a lot of attention to the social nature of classrooms. And this is what you always get from teachers. And this is what has always been somehow marginalized by applied linguistics theory, which is more comfortable with a cognitive account of language learning rather than a social account of classrooms. But we have attention to well-being. We have teachers mentioning confidence. Now, in theory, confidence is avoided because it is so complex and so difficult to actually define, characterize, operationalize in research. We have teachers talking about excitement in the classroom. Of course, applied linguistics are very wary of, well, what does excitement mean? But when you are in a classroom and when you're a teacher, excitement is just such an important feeling, such an important building block for learning. So I would like to finish by congratulating the teams involved in this, by articulating the thanks of the Hornby Trust for this work and articulate our pride in being associated with it, and would like to express the wish that this is the first of many publications which actually establish a basis in the literature for the work of teachers to be the basis for understanding classrooms and understanding ELT. Thank you all very much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Richard, for gracing us with your presence here today and also for your beautiful remarks. So we are very much grateful to you for this support. Now may I request Sudarshan Subedi sir from the British Council Nepal to deliver a brief speech. So over to you, sir.
All right, thank you so much, Saraswati, Richard from Hornby Trust, Lakshmi Gyali sir, Senior Vice President of NELTA, President of BELTA, and my colleagues from British Council Bangladesh, success story writers, all the writers, the contributors, SSF team, teachers, teacher educators, and all other guests and audience joining in today. I'm really delighted to be joining here today and congratulate the SSF team on launching of the book and hear from all the personalities today. My name is Sudarshan Subedi and I work as a project officer in British Council Nepal. I'd like to take this opportunity at first to thank and congratulate the SSF team for launching such a resourceful book and all the 24 teachers for sharing their success stories with all of us through the book. The book has a lot of resources, pre-tested resources, which I would like to say from other teachers, which I think can be used in order to adopt by other educators around the world with the similar techniques in their classrooms. I'm very pleased to read through a number of success stories in the book, and particularly one from a story from Anju Lama, a teacher from Gyanodaya School, Kathmandu, who was sharing about our international school award journey and use of ICT in our classrooms. We're also very happy to see the impact of our project and support from our programs in the ELT forum and for ELT practitioners, teachers, and students. I was also particularly very happy to see the involvement of our British Council School Ambassadors and British Council trainer, Ms. Sunita Suri and Gopal Vasyal sir, as a contributor in the book. These stories and successes from the book will be source of inspiration to other teachers from around the world to record the successes and share with others to enhance the collaboration spirit. With this, I'd like to thank SSF and would like to congratulate the team once again for launching the book today and inviting British Council Nepal in this wonderful book launch event. And we look forward for more collaborative work in the future. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us here today and also for your beautiful remarks. So we are very much grateful to you for this kind support. Thank you so much. Now, I would like to request the president of BELTA, Professor Rubina Khan, to present a brief speech. Over to you, Rubina ma'am.
Ma'am, please unmute.
Thank you. Okay, I was mute. I didn't realize that. Thank you, Saraswati. Am I audible and visible?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
you are. Yeah.
So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, teachers, writers, editors, British Council and Hornby Educational Trust representatives, and esteemed guests joining from different parts of the world. I am truly honored and delighted to be invited to this much awaited special occasion, the launching ceremony of the e-book titled Enhancement Approach, Success Stories of EFL Teachers from Bangladesh and Nepal. At the outset, I congratulate the scholars who collected and documented success stories of Bangladeshi and Nepalese teachers and laid bare their struggles and efforts to keep learning afloat during the pandemic. It is indeed a praiseworthy initiative, as this endeavor projects the strategies local teachers used in their individual classes to combat the effect of disruption on the students and made classes motivating and interesting. We would like to thank, BELTA would like to thank the Educational Trust, Hornby Educational Trust, for supporting and providing these wonderful opportunities to the teachers. And of course, the writers deserve a strong round of applause for doing such remarkable and wonderful job of writing these beautiful, innovative stories. And surely we applaud the editors, Dr. Ram Ashigiri, Dr. Saraswati Dawadi, Sagun Shrestha, and Saifa Haq for taking lead and for doing the painstaking work of putting together and editing this fresh and user-friendly volume. I am very impressed by the ebook for a number of reasons. Before I talk about the organization of the book, I would like to also talk about Amol Padwad and Richard Smith. They have contributed a lot. In fact, they are the ones, I think, who provided a platform for this kind of a work. And in Bangladesh, we consider them to be great teacher educators. So a huge thank you to Professor Amol Padwad and Richard Smith. Okay, the number of reasons, the reasons why I think this book is impressive. Firstly, I believe that it adopts the enhancement approach to teacher development, which is a new approach and the need of the hour. We've heard about it, but this is the first time I think teachers have implemented it. And it has not only followed a bottom-up approach, but it goes forward and tries to enhance practically the professional development of teachers. As I said earlier, that Richard Smith has a great role in promoting this kind of work. And he has also termed this approach as a constructivist approach, which is really an excellent approach for making progress. Secondly, I'm impressed by the organization of the book, as it hinges on 5 varied but very timely and interconnected themes. Namely, I'm not going to repeat, but communication skills, writing skills, technology in the classroom, and teaching and learning, and finally, the drive for success. I believe that these dimensions of pedagogy are core and indispensable for students. And even if you are a teacher, you would need excellent communication and writing skills. And now everybody is aware of the power of technology and the importance of technology, as it is intricately woven into the fabric of our lives. And we need to know what is appropriate use of technology so that we can help our students learn successfully. And the last theme, the drive for success, is crucial, because without drive, that's absolutely fundamental and basic, nothing can be achieved. You need to have the drive, the inner drive. So it is absolutely essential. And along with motivation, one needs to be certainly proactive, dynamic, and pursue things with persistence, commitment, and grit in order to reach one's goal. And we certainly cannot leave out the quality of being resilient and patient. And that is what these success stories demonstrate. The book is also attractive as it gives guidelines to teachers, trainers, and researchers about how to use the book. Lastly, I would say that the stories in these collections by local practitioners reflect real classroom experiences encountered and share doable strategies which are worth trying. The success stories in this volume uplift the spirit of sharing, caring, collaboration, and learning in the classroom. This is indeed a very striking and helpful feature of this book, which I believe will motivate and inspire other teachers to not only try out these activities, but also come out of the shells and share their own stories with their fellow teachers, which, previously they might have felt shy or inhibited to share. I would certainly say that this book is a good resource for both novice and experienced teachers, because I'm going to use this book, and for teacher educators and advanced students aspiring to be teachers. Now, e-publishing, has worked in our favor during these critical times when we are into virtual teaching and learning. And particularly in low resource countries, it has, opened up a lot of opportunities for teachers in Bangladesh and Nepal. And so this is just a good way of sharing ebook. And I'd like to wrap up by saying that BELTA is extremely honored and proud to be a co-publisher of this remarkable volume with NELTA, as this book promotes the development principles, the development activities, and shares the works of teachers working on the ground level. I think that is very important. And this cross-border fusion is a remarkable first step in showcasing the strengths of the local practitioners. So this book shows that teachers have found a voice and now have the capability to share the same with the other teachers. More importantly, I believe it is an attempt to build the confidence level of local teachers that they know so much, and the message that they would stop feeling low about themselves and share their valuable and accumulated experiences and teaching techniques with others. So I strongly believe that this beautiful collection of innovative stories of effort and resilience contributes to a wider knowledge base and experience, which is a valuable treasure trove for practicing teachers. I thank and congratulate once again the editors and contributors and all others who have been involved in bringing out this unique volume. Thank you very much. Thank you. Stay well and stay safe.
Okay, yes. Once again, thank you so much, Rubina Madam, for being with us here today. It's our great pleasure to have you here. So thanks a lot to you for your wonderful remarks on the book. So now I would like to request Professor Lakshman Gyawali, sir, the Vice President of NELTA, to deliver a brief speech. Over to you, Lakshman, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Saraswati Madam. Good afternoon, good morning. I don't know, in Australia, maybe good night. And namaste from Kathmandu, Nepal. Kathmandu is rather colder than usual. We are wrapped up, bundled up in big jackets here. But this book, the book that we are launching, or we rather launched, makes us feel warm with this, new academic contribution that the team has made. The team has two layers. One, those mentors and facilitators who made it happen, and the other who actually worked and then produced the chapters and then contributed. So I would like to begin by saying huge congratulations to you all. And I've already said something earlier, and I'll not repeat what Dr. Rubina has already, she has already talked about the books and then the content of the book. I'd like to begin by talking about the teacher development side of this book, and also knowledge production side. In this part of the world, particularly the English language teaching has been something I love to say, a comprider intelligentsia model. in this model, what happens? Some others, they produce, and we bring, and then we sell it as if we produced it. We don't do it. So it's sort of intermediary, mud sense that we have been doing. We buy, and then we shell it to this side. So that's how we make our salaries. But lately, this competitive intelligence role is getting less by, with the knowledge production that we are venturing into. One similar book we produced earlier last year, in one of our this expertly action research project, in which Sagunji was there, I was there, and then Suman Lodari, who is in Australia now, we did. And in this, we feel that this is now a trend that we'll be producing knowledge like this. But then who produces the knowledge? Is it the expert academics in those proper positions at the universities, or but here in these ventures, the story is different. The real classroom teachers who are facing the everyday realities in their own context, and they have pleasures and pains in making things happen. So when the stories of the teachers, their successes, the knowledge that they produce, comes to the public, then in teacher development, we call it bottom-up approach to teacher development. So here the development has been from the teachers, for the teachers, and with the teachers. So they are leaving footprints, not in the classrooms only, but in the academic area where they have given this knowledge for us to consume. And here, there are 3 layers of learning these teachers have undergone, these contributors. 3 layers, 3 times they have learned. First, when they were undertaking the activities, teaching, reflecting in the classroom, they were learning by looking back, going further, coming back, and making sense of what happened. And as we saw, this is not a deficit model, it is a growth model. So they saw what was good and what is happening, what was success, what bright side it had in their experience. And then second and third, layers of learning is in Dilthian theory. It is, learning not by understanding only, and not by experiencing only, because, around the world, most societies believe that we learn by either understanding, that is listening and reading, or by experiencing, by actually doing it. But the Dilthian model of learning is, we learn by expressing. And these teachers expressed in 2 layers. Once they presented in the forum. So for expression, they had to prepare, and they had to make sense in the mind, the process, and then, actually speaking and sharing. I think they had better understanding of what happened in their real experience before. And then third is this, producing the chapter, or whichever happened first or second, because things went actually simultaneously. So this writing. So writing and producing, speaking and producing. So both way of production. So these 3 layers of learning have really, given these teachers an opportunity to plan, act, learn and share, and then make this knowledge, a part of repertoire of knowledge and ELT in this part of the world and beyond. So I'm very, very happy to be part of this session. I also attended sessions earlier and was given opportunity to talk a little bit. But this time, this is a very meaningful session where we are sharing our success. The teachers, shared their success in the book chapters and presentations, and we are sharing our success in a different forum here. And Hornby has been, I don't know how to put it, Hornby has worked as a catalyst, in allowing us to actualize, realize what potentials we had. So this Hornby family, Hornby Trust, we are always, grateful to them. I'm also a Hornby Scholar alumnus. So with this, I would like to thank the editors for allowing me to, or inviting me for launching this book from NELTA side. And NELTA and BELTA have been working together in many, many ways. We have MOU to exchange our speakers, and support each other. And we worked, we present, we co-edit things, but this time we have come together as co-publishers. I think that's a great, collaboration between language teacher associations, which is a growing area of doing and also theorizing there. So I'm also happy from that side because teacher association, this kind of topic is one of my interest areas, so I brought this in here. Thank you again for having me, Professor Ramkiri, Sagun Shrestha, Dr. Saraswati Dawadi, and Shafia Haq. All four of you, you've made you've left a big footprint in this area. So good luck, and I promise that I'll be making this book one of the readings in my postgraduate and graduate programs there. So it will be making a big difference in the way people understand, teachers understand what their professional development is. Thank you so much. Back to you, Saraswati.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Lakshman sir. It's our honor to have you here today. And indeed, we have received quite a lot of support from you throughout the project. So we are very much grateful to you for all the support we have received from you. And thank you so much for your beautiful remarks. Now, I would like to request our dear colleague, Saifa Haq, to offer a vote of thanks. Over to you, Saifa.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Sadly, every event comes to an end, and this is time for us to announce the end of today's event as well. We would like to thank you all for your time. Thank you for managing your time and attending the event. We would like to specially thank Richard Cayley from the Hornby Trust for managing your time for the event. It would have been impossible for us to bring out this book without the support of the Hornby Trust. We would also like to thank British Council, BELTA and NELTA for the continuous support. They have always extended cooperation whenever we needed it. We would also like to thank all the presenters and contributors for your contribution. Congratulations on your success. You are the real heroes. We have only provided a forum for you. Amin Rahman sir, Pushpa Priya ma'am, Lakshman Gawali sir, and Rubina Khan ma'am, thank you very much for your speech. Thank you also Sunita Sawashuri ma'am for the wonderful review. We would also like to thank Sudarshan Shubedi from the British Council Nepal for the speech. You have all made this event successful by your gracious presence. Thank you very much. This is all from us. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So
that is the end of
Ramsar,
today's event.
If you have anything, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you
Yeah,
everyone for the recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thanks a lot to you all for joining us here today.
Yes, thanks everyone. So I'll stop the recording and I will also